What's up, gamers? Today we're diving a little bit further into Megabonk, a chaotic roguelite that's been blowing up on Steam with very positive reviews. It's a ton of fun, but it can also be a little bit overwhelming when you're just first starting out. So I put together 8 beginner tips that will help you survive longer, make smarter decisions, and enjoy the game without feeling like you're getting crushed right away. Let's get into it. The first tip is to pick a character that fits your playstyle. In Megabonk, the character you choose really sets a tone for your run. Some characters are speedy and can dodge around easily, but they don't have much health, and one mistake can cost you. Others are slower and tankier, they can take more hits, but it's harder to weave through enemies. What I suggest you do is go with the one that fits your playstyle the most, one that you think you'll actually enjoy playing. Trust me, there will be plenty of time to come back and try other characters once you kind of get a hang of things, but that's not what you want to do right away. But the point is, don't just randomly pick. Find one that clicks with how you like to play, and you'll enjoy the game a lot more to start off. Tip number 2 is to use the mini-map to orient yourself. One of the easiest mistakes to make, and I've done this countless times, when you're starting out, is to get completely lost. The game areas are bigger than they seem, and without realizing it, you can end up circling the same spot again and again. That's wasted time, and worse, it can make you miss out on loot or upgrades in other parts of the map. So here's the trick. Check your mini-map often. Not only will it help you keep track of where you've already been, but it'll also help point out things like shrines, bosses, and resources. Think of it like your GPS in Megabonk. Without it, you're just wandering in circles. With it, you're playing smarter, and that usually means surviving longer. Tip number 3 is to balance your weapons and tomes. Upgrades are everywhere in Megabonk. This is kind of the point of this game. And it can be real tempting to just take the coolest looking thing every time you have a set of options. But you're going to go much further in this game if you actually be deliberate about what you pick and how you upgrade your things. So on the left side of the screen, it actually took me a little bit to notice, but that upper left hand corner, you can see your weapons, what levels they're at, and your tomes and what levels they're at. I recommend trying to upgrade them fairly evenly. Now, of course, that's not a hard rule. If you really want to try overpowering one thing over the rest and see how the one works out, go for it. But I've found out the best strategy is to try to keep them all fairly level, but ultimately the goal is be deliberate. Whatever you do, do it on purpose. Don't just randomly click whatever looks the shiniest every time you have options. Tip number 4, don't ignore defense. Everybody loves to go full offense. It's so fun to just completely melt tons of enemies, almost like they didn't even have a chance against you. But that's not going to last the entire round. Those enemies are going to get stronger and stronger, and eventually you're going to be overwhelmed. You need to have some high HP, some shields, and even some kind of regeneration or something. That way, when those enemies do start to hit you, that your shields come back up, that your health comes back up, and you can actually stand the entire round. You have no chance of making it through entire rounds of these games if you don't have some sort of defense built into your strategy. Tip number 5 is to learn the risk and reward mechanics to this game. This is a game that actually has things built in where if you open it, it will make the game more difficult. I know that might sound crazy, but it does come with a reward because even though the enemy are more difficult, you get a little bit more of a reward when you kill them. Now, this might be a good thing, especially as you get better at the game and you want to advance, but it's not really something you want to do right away. You want to be deliberate, you want to wait until you know what you're getting yourself into, and actually pay attention to what you're opening, because you don't want to get overwhelmed. Your second run through, you've made the game 20% more difficult than it should be. Tip number 6 is to choose your boss fights wisely. It can be very tempting to click on that shrine as soon as you come across it because you've been looking for that boss shrine for what seems like forever. That's not always the best idea. Sometimes you want to take the time to clear out the area around you, maybe build up your weapons a little bit, and don't try to get in over your head. It is very difficult to beat a boss when you're already trying to deal with a swarm, or maybe even another boss. Take the time, fight that boss when it's the best time for you. Tip number 7 is to use the minimap to track bosses. This took me a little bit long to realize. When you make contact with a boss, that boss will start to show up on your minimap. Now, that might be obvious. You can see the red skull following you around on the map. But where this really comes in handy is it actually applies to the shrine as well. So when you come across that boss shrine, and like I just mentioned, you don't want to fight that boss right away, When you leave that area, the mini-map will point you in the direction back to that shrine. It will show a little red arrow that says that that boss shrine is in that direction. So that way you don't have to worry about getting lost and not being able to find that shrine. As soon as you have it on your mini-map and you see it once, it will keep guiding you back to that shrine for the rest of the round. Tip number 8 and our final tip is to build your class with intention. I know I've said it a few times in this video to be deliberate, but this is especially true when it comes to picking your weapons and your tomes. When I first went through this game, I thought I just had to go with the first things that they popped up on my screen, but that's not the case. Take advantage of those buttons at the bottom where you can skip, or you could refresh, or even banish one of those options. Wait until you have what you want to use for that round. Be deliberate, pick the right weapons that go with your style of gameplay, pick the right tomes that go with your style of gameplay. You're going to have much more fun, and you're going to have a much better chance of success. So that does it for my 8 beginner tips for Megabonk. Hopefully this helps you get started and makes your game feel a little bit less overwhelming. If you found this guide useful, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe for more gaming content, and drop a comment down below with your own Megabonk tips for favorite builds. I'd love to hear what's working for you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.